give your views, give your direction to the youth. And so the topic, role of youth in media, Mr. PKD Nambiar, please. Please unmute.
Thank you, Mr. Goyal, and very good morning, and very good morning to my co-panelists. Well, this topic is so relevant. It's so relevant, as Mr. Goyal said. Over the last 15 years have been years of media, especially in India, because wherein we have a constitution had given us the right for free speech and the freedom of speech, and the liberty is being granted to all of us. We all have the right to talk, raise our opinion so openly. So in other words, so the last 15-20 years have been a defining moment for a country like India, even for the globe, in terms of the technology has taken over our normal life. The importance of technology in our life has become much more powerful than ever. In fact, we live with technology, we live in technology, and we can't survive without technology. That is the kind of situation we have reached. So the technology has become a part of us. Now, there is a growth, there is a natural growth or an unnatural growth. In India, what we always say that anything, we Indians are known for celebrating anything or growing everything more than what it is required. So yes, in the sector, like media has also taken the same, this from only with one national channel like Doordarshan, as Mr. Goyal said, that we have thousands of news channels. Every media channel is more than a news channels. They are all opinionated, opinion makers rather than news makers or a news channels or a news broadcasters. The newspapers, the large amount of newspapers in every language, national, regional, hyper regional, then local and hyper local. So it is the power of democracy has actually given we feel the democracy. One of the finest way of we feel the democracy is through these media. So if imagine that if we don't have these media in front of us, how are we going to understand what's happening? How do we create our own narrative or the information? So the media is not just there to bark or just to give an opinion, but also to disseminate the information, to make sure that all of us are well informed about what's happening in our country, across the world, in our neighborhood, and all over. So the bottom line, when it comes to the importance of media in a democracy, is so huge. So sometimes it is said that they are the fourth pillar. Even we say that we have a legislature, bureaucracy, and judiciary. But then the fourth pillar, even though they do not hold any constitutional power or an authority, without even having that, media has been one of the most powerful part or a powerful arm of our democracy. Now coming to that, whether just like any other mediums, just like you and me have transformed over the last few years, so as the media has also transformed. Some says that it is for the good, some says it is for the bad. So I take a view, because since, as Mr. Goyal said, that I have been a part of the media, I also run a media agency. I feel that a lot had happened in the media is for good. A lot happening right now may not be good. So everything has got its own peak of things, or something called as requirement. So if you wanted to consume only 4 chapatis or a bowl of rice, but if you have been served 2, you may able to do it, you may be able to digest. But if you have been offered that in 5 bowls, whereas you only generally take 1 or 1.5, so you can understand that is what is precisely happening right now, is that overdo of media intervention, media infusion in our life, which may not be right for a society. Because most of the people, so the media earlier used to be considered, if a newspaper print something, we take that as if that it is the most authentic information. But today we live in a world wherein we don't know what is the right information, what is the right news. Yesterday I got, no, day before I've got received in a very, very serious group, wherein a large number of IPS, IAS people are there in the WhatsApp group. We got a message saying that the great the Milkha Singh is no more. Half an hour later, there is another news came in that now he is hearty and hale and doing very well in PGI Chandigarh. So the power of technology. So what happened was that when the media was only a media, the life was different. The truth, what it comes to you, was different. You would find that even if a typo error or even if a news which is misprinted by a newspaper comes next day and clarifying that we apologize that because it was not the right news and it came to us. Today, more than information, it's a time wherein we are getting so much of a misinformation. Now here it comes, the difference. So what we say, conventional media, which is traditionally we call it as the traditional media, which is called as the news, print media. Then comes to the electronic media. They have been ruling us from the last maybe 15 years. Then suddenly come that new media, which we call new media, that is the digital media. Now, all these media is having its own power. They have been complementing each other from the last so many years. But suddenly there is a wave of media wave started intruding in everybody's private life without even you wanted to do it, wanted to have that information or not. In other words, if a newspaper were printed, I know a lot of people, I'm born and brought up in Kerala, so there is a culture that everybody reads newspaper from the first page to the last page, irrespective of turn one by one. But then there was also an option available for you. If you don't want to read it, you don't. You don't want it to be informed, you don't have to be worried about. Then comes to the electronic media. The electronic media also started intruding. It has become more than a news channels, have become infotainment channels, that is information and entertainment. So even if somebody passed away, there is a way of communicating that. So it started again, it became information channels, which are supposed to be the news channels, have become infotainment channels. Then some people in the media have suddenly become like a godly. They are above everything. They become like, and they are the advocate, they are the judge, they are the victim. They become everything. So in a way, it has become more of the media started becoming, in the news channels started becoming like an actors. So today people don't believe them as much as they used to have that aura till few years ago. Then comes to the new media. The new media suddenly have become a media. It is called as own media. So in other words, you and me and all those who are listening to us have their own channels. If earlier, if I had to give a communication to the larger audience, I will have to approach to a newspaper or a television channel for me to be heard to the world. Today you have an opportunity, or today you have a medium in your own hand, which we call the new media, which is called own media. Now, if from the last 15 years, a large amount of youth were just, if you could Google or check the details, so many media institutes have come up. A large amount of youth have started feeling that this is where I wanted to be. This is the place where I can make a difference. I can be heard, my opinions can be heard, my ability can be proved, and I can be a figure, public figure, and then, of course, that's also very, very glamorous. So I have an objection to a word called as glamour. So the information is not glamour, but infotainment is glamour. So the large amount of youth were just getting into the media, and national avatars, national personalities have been born, and then regional personalities, they come up in the evening at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock and decide what the country is supposed to be tomorrow, or in other words, they create narratives. Now I must tell you, go back and tell you that what is the whole objective of for media. So news media is, and I'm not talking about the entertainment media and etc. That is something not supposed to be the part of this, because media per se is considered as the reverend media is about news media. The news media was earlier to give information dissemination with some amount of, the opinion is only comes in one page, that is an editorial page. There is nowhere else you will ever be able to find an opinion. Rest was all news. Today, whether it is a newspaper to a television channel to a social media, it is all about opinion rather than the news. So here it comes, as it grown too fast to reach, the number of channels which has come up, the number of newspapers and publications which have come up in the last 20-30 years, I must say today not even half of them are alive or functional. The number of TV channels which were at the peak, like it is something like the technological explosion rather than a media explosion. The technology explosion every time happens. If you recall that when the telecom happens, we were having almost 30 odd or 20 odd players in the country. Today we know that it's only 3 players. Same is in the case of media. A large amount of media is wiped out of the market. The reason being, one, the commercial viability. Secondly, larger than life avatars have been created, and they are become irritant to the people. People don't want to hear them. Here it comes to the importance of the youth. My way of looking at today is that, will the new media that is called as the social media will have the same relevance after a few years? It will not. As I said, everything has got its own peak, then it starts coming down. When the media was always, so there are two things which media does. One, perception creation is what the media predominantly do in any country or in any society. So when you read a news, Mr. Modi is the global leader, he is the best in the world, or Arvind Kejriwal, he is the messiah of the poor. When you start hearing it again and again, you tend to have a perception, yes, it is true. I don't know whether you all remember that the Times of India started a page called as the Delhi Times and Mumbai Times, so on and so forth, only to create the page threes. The famous page 3 movie, I don't know if any of you have seen it, otherwise you should go and see it. It is to create people from nowhere as a hero, saying that he is the most sexiest man in the city, whereas he may not have any of those features. Or otherwise, the girl, she's the most glamorous girl in the country. She may not possess any of those qualities. So creating people and personalities from nowhere, as the way they create, they also celebrate the fall of people. So what is happening on the one way, you are creating wrong perceptions to the people, whereas the role of the media was to create a positive perception with the news. But what has changed is that creating wrong perception about the people which are not true, or some people, if you don't like them, you put them down so badly. So you will keep finding that large number of leaders, so they use media to propagate and create a perception about themselves or businesses But in the same way, they also misuse the media to say that Mr. Goyal is a very bad man, he is bad, he is corrupt, he is this. So don't take me, don't, I'm not aiming you. So, so the idea is that, or maybe we say that the Chaitra is a very good girl, she's the most intelligent girl in the city, or in the other way, the Kaushal Agarwal, oh yes, Kaushal is okay, yeah. So this is a kind of perception creation. So over the last 10, 15 years, the media have got into this perception creation without even the factual stuff. A large amount of youth which came into the media with this overall aura that, yes, I am going to be a star. So the objective journalism was once upon a time driven the country and created a wonderful journalist. And it may not be of my time, but of course Mr. Goyal would be knowing it, that during the emergency, when I read and we learn during the emergency time and etc., the journalists which has been produced by this country were really great. They had an objective in their mind, that is the people, the constitution, the country, they were their priority. Whatever they write, it is for the people. Whatever they wanted to communicate, it is for the people and keeping the country in the mind. But unfortunately, and the commerce was never a part of it. So business, even though without a business you cannot run any kind of news, or you can't do, because all the business media houses are, you may call that it is a sacred places, but they are predominantly like you and me running a business. So there is a commerce. So without commerce, they will not be able to give salary or anything. But then the amount of respect the media have got in this country because of this objective oriented journalism. There is no, you are not aligned to a particular thought process. Even though you are a communist, but you have a strong belief system, you're a communist or you're a BJP or right or a left wing thought process. But as a journalist, when you start writing, you become impartial. I'm not saying everybody, but there was a large amount of people during that time was very, very impartial. They were anti-government. They were never anti-government. They were never anti a leader, but they were always ideologically. If they go against something, it is ideologically. If they go against something, it is on issues based or on a policy. Today, the policies have not been discussed. So the youth thereafter came in. They became more than the media development. They became a part of this technological revolution, which the technology intruded in the media, just like yours and mine personal life, like anywhere else, have really created a crisis kind of a situation in the media. You should not be surprised when I say you this. A large amount of media struggle to even pay their salaries. Media is the one which has laid off the maximum number of people during this corona crisis. Why? The reason being, one, we have got more media than what we require. We don't require 1,000 newspapers in this country. So the large amount of publications, the magazines, if there were 500 magazines, today we may only have 50. If there were 2,000 channels, maybe 1,000 channels have already been closed, maybe even more than that. We don't even know, because a channel comes up in the Lucknow, few days it is there, and you get to know that it's closed. So, but as I said, it has to be an organic growth. If it is not an organic growth, it is bound to flop. But if the flop happens, here again comes the youth, the role of youth. Because if you remember that youth of anywhere in the history, if you really look at it, youth were always been the people like Mr. Goyal. I consider myself still a youth, so I'm not crossed that.
Sorry, Mr. Nambiar, you are considering me what?
So I am only saying that the people, the senior people have always been traditionally in the history across the world tried to manage and control the youth. They wanted to say that they are an intellectual power, they have more money than the youth, and everywhere in the world, they try to hold on to the youth. The youth every time had to fight it out and come out of that particular space and said, no, we are as strong as it's a history. So if you remember that there is a word, the teenagers that come up during the World War II. So even today, we now use the word teen. I mean, after once you become 13, you become a teenager. So in a way, you are getting into the adolescence or the youth. You started treating like a youth, or you know the world better, not anymore a kid or a child. So the idea is that today's youth, having so much of power in their hand with technology, having your own channel. Today, you can have a channel of your own without any investment. So you can create, every individual today, an educated individual can be a channel or have his own channel without spending any money. Can opinionate something which is whatever that person wants, she or he wanted. So here it comes that the real role of what should be expected from a good youth. So there is good youth. When I said that, I would say that the people who really wanted to be attached to the media should be impartial, and I would say that the better people than anybody else. That should be the way. It's like a judge who should never be partial to anybody, any of his party. So the role of the youth in the media is today is much more important than any time else. As I said, as it's reached its peak, it's in its downfall time. So there is always a correction which takes place, which is an organic correction which takes place. Even in the media, the organic correction is happening. Large amount of people who believed themselves that they are above this country in the media, because once they were avatar of, they are like, they are not anymore journalists. They are called as celebrated journalists, celebrated opinion makers. उनके नाम पे movie बनता है. They are considered as, if they speak something, people treat it as if that it is coming from the God, or they are the decision makers. So that part, let me tell you, that part is coming down. You and me today understand they are also like us. They have been paid. They have not been honest. They have never, whatever they are saying is not to be taken as it is. We should not consume them the way they are messaging you. So here it comes to the real role of the youth of today. The real role of the youth today is simply this, that be active, be objective towards the country, towards the people. If that happens, I think media, there is no better medium than media to create a good perception about this country, to create a good perception of our culture and information. That is what we require. Over to you, Mr. Goyal.
Thank you.
Personally, I have enjoyed hearing most of you. One thing I must tell you that everything has got a positive and negative side. It is not like that the entire media in this country is bad. That all the people who are in the media is all bad and doing negative thing. That may not be the right thing. But then the importance of today's media is the responsibility of media. We are a 1.35 crore billion people, or 135 crore people, which is a very, very large population. We need a media which can question the authorities. We need a media which can help us to course correct our democratic practices. We need a media which not questions just the individuals, but the policies of this country. But it should be more, I mean, as I always say, without the commercial, there is nothing can work. But there can be a commercial activity, but then beyond the commercial activity, the responsibility of the media is much beyond that. I don't know who was talking about that. One of the panelists was just talking about that. Why can't we go there and be a part of it and course correct it? That is precisely the requirement. The role of the youth of today is that take media as one of the wonderful and a powerful vocation. but not having a prejudiced mind, not having a thought process or aligned thought process, but keeping that the people of this country in mind, the people, the country as the primary focus, and the benefiting the people. If that kind of a youth coming into the picture rather than looking at the glamour, so everybody wanted to become an anchor, and we don't even, let me tell you that an anchor is no one, so except that very 0.1 percentage of those anchors, none of them have no value. They may not be even able to. It's not about that you have a channel, and most of these people also, please understand, there are two things. One is that the individuals who become larger than an organization, some of them, and second is that the organization is much bigger and anybody come and go. So predominantly what I would say, if any of you would like to be a part of a media, it is the wonderful profession to make some kind of a course correct changes. I can give you one last example and sign off. Just last week, I don't know whether about one of the very prominent project which we were talking in India from the last few days, maybe let me name that Central Vista. One coverage by a Times of India journalist in the front page of Times of India, I'm just talking about the last week, it changed the complete narrative about that particular project. I was involved in it. So I must tell you that the power of a pen, from the minister calling that guy, minister is calling for a press conference, the union ministry is calling for a press conference and giving a media brief, which was, people were waiting for that information for almost 1.5 years. They were not being able to get. But one article by the front page news by a journalist has completely changed that the government came up and gave every information disseminated throughout the day. So the power of the media is so much great and in this country. But as the problem is that if one side is black and one side is white, it's fine. But if only 25% become the good and 75% becomes the bad, is the problem. And that can be only corrected. As Nitin Gadkari always used to say when he was the president of the BJP, I simply love him because of he speaks his heart and the truth. He says that if there is no good people in politics, if there are not good people in politics, politics will never be good. The same way, if there are not good people in media, the media will also not be good. So it's in the interest of the country, it's in the interest of the industry, it's in the interest of our democracy. The youth of this country should be a part of the media to make a positive change. And as evolving our democracy and us, let the media also evolve for good. And all the very best to all of you. Thank you.
Let the media also evolve for the good, said Mr.